Welcome to Crime Story with Camila, where we dive deep into the most chilling and mysterious true crime cases. If you love real-life crime stories, make sure to like, subscribe, and share so you never miss an update. Your support helps us bring you the most in-depth investigations and untold stories. On the 3rd of February, 2025, tragedy struck the community of Sheffield, UK, as a 15-year-old student was fatally stabbed at All Saints Catholic High School. The victim, Harvey Willgoose, lost his life in a violent attack that shocked not only his family and friends, but the entire city. This event has reignited the national conversation around the escalating issue of knife crime, particularly among teenagers, and the safety of our schools. What was once a place of learning, friendship, and growth has now become the backdrop for one of the most heart-wrenching stories of the year. In this video, we will take a closer look at the circumstances surrounding this tragedy, the community's response, and the broader implications of youth violence in the UK. Join us as we explore the life of Harvey Willgoose, the events leading up to that fateful day, and the important conversations this incident has sparked in the fight against knife crime. It was a seemingly normal school day at All Saints Catholic High School in Sheffield. Students filled the hallways, attending their classes, unaware that tragedy was about to unfold. At approximately 12:17 p.m. on February 3rd, 2025, emergency services were called to the school following reports of a stabbing. Panic quickly spread as teachers rushed to the scene, attempting to help Harvey while calling 999 for urgent medical assistance. The school staff did everything they could to provide first aid, but it was clear that his injuries were severe. Within minutes, emergency responders, including paramedics and police officers, arrived at the school gates. As the paramedics attended to Harvey, students and staff stood frozen in disbelief. Some cried, others whispered in shock, and many simply couldn't comprehend what had just occurred. Teachers worked to maintain order, ushering students back to their classrooms as the school went into full lockdown mode, preventing anyone from entering or leaving the premises. Despite the immediate medical attention he received, Harvey's injuries proved fatal. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Meanwhile, the police moved swiftly to secure the school and detain the suspect, a 15-year-old fellow student. The suspect was arrested on suspicion of murder and taken into custody. At the time of his arrest, little was known about the motive behind the attack, leaving parents, students, and the wider Sheffield community with more questions than answers. Authorities have since confirmed that the suspect remains in police custody, and an ongoing investigation is working to determine exactly what led to this horrific act of violence. Was this a case of bullying gone too far? A long-standing personal conflict? Or was it something else entirely, perhaps linked to the growing knife crime epidemic gripping the UK? Students who witnessed the attack described it as a scene from a nightmare. Many were left traumatized, unable to process the fact that someone they had shared classes and lunch breaks with had just lost his life in such a brutal way. One student, who wished to remain anonymous, stated, "We were just in class when we heard screaming. At first, we thought it was just a normal school fight, but then there was shouting and teachers started running. That's when we knew something really bad had happened. I saw some people crying in the hallway. I still can't believe it. Harvey was just here this morning, laughing with his friends, and now he's gone." Another student added, "The teachers tried to keep us calm, but everyone was in shock. No one knew what to do. They told us to stay inside and not to leave the classroom. When we found out Harvey didn't make it, it was heartbreaking." As the investigation deepens, attention has turned to previous incidents at All Saints Catholic High School. Shockingly, this was not the first time the school had faced serious security concerns. Just 1 week before the fatal stabbing, on January 29, 2025, the school had been placed on lockdown due to threatening behavior between a small number of students. Although no one was harmed during that previous incident, many now question whether it was a red flag that something more dangerous was brewing within the school. Parents and community members are now asking, could this attack have been prevented? Were there warning signs that were overlooked? News of Harvey's death spread rapidly across Sheffield and beyond, sparking an outpouring of grief and anger. Parents rushed to the school, desperate for information about their children. Many were met with silence, as staff and police struggled to manage the crisis. By the evening, tributes for Harvey began pouring in. Friends and family described him as a bubbly, kind-hearted, and funny young man who had his whole future ahead of him. Flowers, cards, and balloons were left outside the school in memory of his life, which had been taken far too soon. Harvey's tragic death has left an irreparable scar on the hearts of his family, friends, and teachers. A young boy, filled with dreams and aspirations, was taken in an instant, and his loved ones are left grappling with the reality of a world without him. His mother, Harvey Willgoose, has since spoken out, calling for urgent changes to school security and knife crime laws to ensure that no other family has to endure the same heartbreak. As the school, the city, and the nation mourn, the critical questions remain. How was a deadly weapon brought into a school? What led to this tragic loss of life? and what must be done to prevent this from happening again. The fatal stabbing of 15-year-old Harvey Willgoose at All Saints Catholic High School in Sheffield has left an entire community in mourning. What should have been a normal school day turned into a heartbreaking tragedy that has once again highlighted the growing crisis of youth violence in the UK. Harvey was not just another statistic, he was a son, a friend, a student with dreams and a future. His life was taken in an instant, leaving his family devastated and his classmates traumatized. No parent should ever have to send their child to school, only to receive a call that they won't be coming home. This incident has raised urgent questions about school safety, knife crime, and the warning signs that may have been ignored. Could more have been done to prevent this tragedy? How did a weapon make its way into a school? And why are so many young people turning to violence? In the wake of Harvey's death, the call for action is louder than ever. Community leaders, parents, and campaigners are demanding stricter knife crime laws, better conflict resolution programs in schools, and improved security measures to prevent another senseless loss of life. As the investigation continues, one thing is clear: Harvey Willgoose's death must not be in vain. His story should serve as a wake-up call, a reminder that knife crime is an epidemic that needs immediate attention. The question now is, will this tragedy finally lead to real change, or will we continue to lose more young lives before action is taken? To Harvey's family, friends, and everyone affected by this loss, our thoughts are with you. May he rest in peace. If you found this story important, please share this video to help spread awareness about the dangers of knife crime. And if you or someone you know is struggling, don't hesitate to seek help, because every life is worth saving.
Thanks for watching. For more interesting videos, please subscribe.